Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's 6 this morning? It's that great of a morning. Welcome everyone. All right, what a showing so far. I gotta tell you, to have such a showing at 10 a.m. every single day is kind of a cool thing. It does not go without like an insane amount of work, but the reciprocity is there and I'm super appreciative. So welcome, good morning. It's what, Tuesday, I think? Yeah, it's Tuesday. All right, so let's get into a couple of things quite quickly because I'm jumping back and forth. 7 a.m. Yo, Robbie, yeah, it's 7 a.m. by you, which is even more compelling. I could feel the love. In fact, I was up since 5:30 because my son decided that sleeping's for babies, and he's a big boy now, so he wanted to wake up at 5:30. And that 5:30 is that weird time because he gets up for 7 for school, and that's when he has his breakfast and all the rest. So at 5:30, do you pick him up and go ahead and give him a bottle to put him back to sleep, and then he's never going to wake up for school, or do you just bring him into bed, which we did? And then he decides to kick and punch like he's a boxer all morning. So I was watching Elmo at 6 a.m. instead of doing what I wanted to do, which was working. But that's okay. Being dead is part of the job. Anyways, so the email that we sent out this morning, as you recall, has the list your business form in it. Now we send that about maybe once a month, just to go ahead and constantly welcome in all the newcomers. Good morning, Brian. In the sense that this is your data, you own it, right? We spent a lot of money and a lot of resources with Salesforce to actually create a new form of email. So that form is not embedded in the email, in which case you click and it takes you somewhere else. That is the fabric of the email. In fact, every input value of that form is directly from the database. Meaning, if you go ahead and decide to change your name, Robbie, from Robbie to Tommy, we'll never be the wiser of it. In fact, once you click Robbie and then change it to Tommy and press submit, your name is now Tommy Robinson in the database, meaning you always will own all of your own data. In fact, if you want to change it to like Snoopy, that's what we're always going to know you as. And there is no trail in the sense of, okay, Robbie was Robbie, then Tommy, then Snoopy. No, that's who you are. And the reason we send that email once a month is that's live. So you can go back to it at any point in time and continually change it. It's live every single moment. So if you decided 2 weeks from now that you want to change your name from Snoopy to Elmo, it's still available in that moment once you press submit. Now, the more important part of it, well, not that that's not important, but once you fill out the entire form, you actually are listing your business on Rhino Street. So you have the name, the business URL, but more importantly, and probably for the first time ever, you actually control all your own keywords as well. So you'll see three options or three inputs to actually put your own keywords. So maybe Robbie's keywords for her business is sun, sand, and bucket. She works at a surf shop or something. In which case, anyone that types in any of those keywords within 20 miles of your business location is going to find you. You have that, the business URL, the zip code, and all of that. So please go ahead. If you have not listed your business, take the opportunity to do so. If you had done so and you want to change your description or your keywords or whatnot, that is for you to do as well. And lastly, as it pertains to listing your business, I do want to make something quite clear. You do not need a business to list your business, right? We've always said that you are your own business, whether you're selling your labor to an employer or you're taking your talents and creating a brand of it. And what I mean by that is, say, for instance, you work at Burger King, right? And you're a very friendly person, people like you work at Burger King, and you list yourself, hey, I'm Mike, I work at Burger King. And anyone that goes ahead and on the search engine is like, oh man, I really want burgers today, and they type in burgers, well, it stands fair to reason that burger might be one of your keywords. In which case, the individual that looks up burgers might have a bunch of small businesses, burger shops, but might also see, wow, Mike works at Burger King. At that moment in time, it gives the user the option to say, okay, do I want to go to Ted's Burger Shack? Or you know what, I haven't seen Mike since high school. Let me go say hello to him. I'll stop at Burger King, why not? In which case, Mike is now able to go ahead and convert from employee to brand, right? Because so many people love Mike that so many people actually go to Burger King just to see Mike. It stands fair to reason, if Mike is such a lovable character and so many people are following to go see him, and people are now eating burgers just to go see Mike, it does stand fair to reason that maybe an investor somewhere is like, hey, you know what? I have some money. I'm looking to open up a place. Hey, Mike, would you be the face of this new burger restaurant that I'd like to open? Or maybe Mike goes ahead and crowdsources and says, hey, listen, so many people like my burgers. I would like to go open my own place. Or maybe Mike goes ahead and creates a business on the side where he's, doing meal preps and packaged food. The point is the opportunity and possibilities are endless, but they all start with the notion and the reality that Mike is his own business. It does not matter where he works. It's his persona that people are going to. I've learned at a very young age, people don't buy product, they buy people. So if someone likes Mike, then they're going to follow Mike wherever Mike may go. The point of this is anybody that does not have, your business per se, where your name is on the door, don't let that be, a hindrance to you. That's not a disqualification. Go ahead and list that you work at Staples or Office Depot or wherever the case may be, and you'll be quite surprised that other people in your community that are looking for staples or office supplies may choose to go, just drop in on their ex-boyfriend from high school that they hadn't seen in a while. Wow, I didn't know you worked here. Or, oh, you know what? It's been a long time. Like, walk me through. Or what are you doing? Those options, RHINO makes sure that we don't want to take options from people, nor do we ever want to take the empowerment from people. In fact, we want to pass it to them. So that's the power of the forum this morning. And please go ahead and have fun with it. Like, obviously, your name's not Snoopy unless your name is Snoopy. But if your name's not Snoopy, don't write Snoopy. But again, it's your data, it's your information. Update on the search engines. So I just got word yesterday, and that we did go live on the location portion, right? So obviously when you go to a search engine, you see that the pins are for your zip code, right? So you go to it and you see the pin and it's like, okay, you're located here and these are the businesses around you. The step one was to do that, right? But because the search engine is a 20-mile radius, anyone around you is likely in your zip code, which means everyone's the same pin. So that's step two. Step two is completed. You are now able to use your actual address. And now this is live, but you don't have the form yet. We're completing the form and we'll have it by the end of the week. But by the end of the week, you'll be able to actually put your business address, so 123 Main Street, and the pins will correlate and calculate latitude and longitude to actually put the pins in their respective distances from each other. And the search results will be in order of distance from you, from proximity. Meaning if you type in burgers and there's like 5 burger shops in town, you're going to see the pins exactly their proximity from you, all equally distant from each other based on mileage or whatnot. And the listings are going to be in order of what's closest to you. Now, of course, because it's a 20-mile radius, you're never going to have like 10 listings of any one thing, because I don't think any 20-mile local community has like 10 burger shops. And if they do, maybe there are a lot of meat lovers, I guess that's kind of cool, but I don't see that happening. So that is live, and you will have the form to actually update your listing by the end of the week. What else do we have? We completed the integrations with Kartra through Zapier, which is going to allow us to move over to that platform. And the reason we're doing that is with the RHINO Bucks purchases and investments, we don't ever want to be beholden to one fintech company. So we have a great relationship with Stripe. We've processed like 220,000 in the last 4 months through them without a single dispute and over 5,500 transactions. But if Stripe one day says, hey, listen, we don't like your breath, or that you like Doritos, and they decide to stop doing business with us, then what are we going to do, right? Like, that's a serious problem. So we don't want to ever be in that position. So we have these equal, great relationships with Stripe, Square, PayPal. We have JP Morgan merchant accounts that we haven't ever used. And then we could get merchant accounts anyway. If you have those 4, I mean, you're in a good, and American Express. What Kartra allows us to do is they're just the fulfillment. The merchant account is the end component. So you could swap out merchant accounts all day, it does not matter. Kartra processes the payment through the merchant account that you designate for them to process through. So it allows us to not be vulnerable to any one person, because as we know, the thought police find reasons to do things, and RHINO is never going to be in that position. So that's completing. Also, we're working with Microsoft Azure, which is their like AI tech, because we're already integrated with Elon Musk over at OpenAI, and we're integrating the two AI techs into making chatbots. Those chatbots are going to actually take on the persona of real people. So we might have Greg, the fitness expert, or Bill, the small business accountant. We're going to figure out which ones we want, and we're going to make them, right? Like, that's not a big deal. But the membership site that we're creating is going to have these experts available. And what's actually funny is I'm going to hire a couple for myself. And I know the word hire sounds a bit facetious in that manner because I'm not actually going to pay them because they're not real people. They're chatbots, right? But all the AI tech is, if we're partnering with Microsoft or Azure, we already have Elon Musk over at OpenAI, we kind of could do whatever we want in terms of creating digital employees, which is pretty cool because I want to kind of put them into our Stripe groups, not Stripe groups, Slack groups, and actually speak to them like, hey, Greg, I'm going to work out today. How many push-ups should I do? And Greg's going to be like, well, what's your weight and how much what'd you eat? So that's really cool. So we're working with that stuff as well. I'm hopeful that will be done by Friday, actually, because it's kind of like a step 1, step 2, step 3 done thing. Even though everything I just said is complicated, we have the teams and they know that stuff, even though I have no clue. What else do we have? RHINO, another all-time high today, 251.85 or something, which is super cool. I mean, we went public October 18th at $1. We're up like 250%. That's really, it's something to jump up and down about, but everyone knows that's not our final goal. Let's see what else. Okay, so all that's done. So let me just get to the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing this week. So the membership site that I'm looking to build out, which again is going to be completely free because apparently I'm totally impervious to ever wanting to charge anyone for anything, which my wife always says, Aunt, how do you have a business and you don't charge anyone? And I say, I don't know, God is good, I guess, right? So the membership site that we're, actually, let me do a share screen. I don't know what's behind this, so if something's crazy behind here, please don't hold it against me. All right, membership area. So what we'll see here, and I'm just going to briefly go through it because it's so much stuff that people are going to say, Anthony, you're totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I don't know what you just did. So in this membership site, I wanted to kind of be like a central hub for any person from any walk of life to say, hey, I'm with RHINO. And the value proposition being offered to them is, well, everything that I've wanted is there, things that I didn't know I wanted is there, and my life is better for it. So there's a lot of free things that people kind of always think in passing, but they never really do. Like, for instance, the US government has an entire website of all different grants. Now, these grants are all the different pork things that senators and congressmen put in the bills. Well, we want to help the cow industry here in like California or wherever there isn't cows. But the point being, there might be one person in that city or town that's like, wait, I own a cow, like maybe I could get this money. The point being, we're going to go through the grants and we're going to see which ones kind of catch our attention, which ones we could reach, which ones we could bring to your attention. You'll say, wow, that sounds really cool. Like, I didn't know that. Of course, I'd like to do that. And there's many things that are free that we can do, like cleaning bad information off your Google searches or just whatever. So we're exploring that stuff and we want to make sure that that's there. Access to quality healthcare. There's plenty of different sites, whether it's healthcare.gov or medicare.gov, that people know of, but they don't really go to it. And do you know the updates every single day? Probably not, but we're going to make sure that we do because we're on the newsletters, and we're going to filter that down into a concise, digestible approach that, you know what, if you read the RHINO newsletter every day and there's one sentence of, oh, wow, I didn't know that really could change my life, that's cool. Freedom and equity in technology, a safe and secure online platform, affordable and accessible education. This one's cool because there's a lot of grants that the government just gives away for, higher education. There's teacher grants that if you promise to work in, underprivileged communities. But then there's also a bunch of websites that offer free online courses for various things. I think we're getting to a point where the college degree, although important, isn't, like, I know when I hire our team, I don't say, what college did you go to and what did you study? I say, what do you know how to do and show me how, because that's just the world we live in at the moment. But you have a lot of different courses and I like them, and there's a lot of free stuff, and I think that we're going to explore that. Reliable and secure employment opportunities, social and environmental justice, respect for diversity and inclusion, affordable and accessible housing, social media presence and engagement, a rewards program, A system that allows users to connect with experts and get advice, access to resources and information to help people learn and grow, a community forum that we're going to make, a platform that promotes positive values and encourages users to be their best selves, tools to easily connect with friends and family on the platform, a directory of resources for mental health, financial planning, and career guidance, a job board to help users find employment opportunities, a marketplace to help users find products and services at discount rates, online counseling and mental health services, digital tools for budgeting and financial planning, online business opportunities, volunteer opportunities, fitness and wellness opportunities, and creative pursuits. Now, of course, all of that sounds like, that's a lot of stuff, but you could see a lot of time has been put into this. So this is what we call the build phase and exploratory phase. I'm going to complete that today, and then the rest of the week I'll be building out the entire platform, which, no simple feat, obviously, as you just went through all that. Plus I'm looking at my screen, so I'm going to do another screen share. So I'm also, also actively doing a whole bunch of research as well. And what's kind of cool that I didn't even know is there's certifications that are free to obtain that can provide you an average annual salary over $50,000 immediately. For instance, Microsoft Certified Solutions Expert, the average annual salary is $79,000. These are things that I just don't think people know. So when you're sitting home and you're like, oh, what do I do, blah, 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 there are options. And the point of the membership site is that we want to bring together every different concern one could have, from whether you're 15 years old to 80 years old, meet that concern in a very valuable way, and everything in a community format. And that's what leads to Rhino Street and Rhino Bucks, right? Rhino Street is our crown jewel. That is our search engine. I think those that are happy to be where we are going to have a reciprocity type approach that says, hey, listen, I like everything you guys did. You did a lot of great for me. Yeah, you know what? I'll check out this Rhino Street. Why not? And then I think ultimately everything comes to Rhino Bucks, because when you have an asset that's up 250% over 3 or 4 months, when you have the case studies and pilot data that we've come out with, we feel quite comfortable to, even as aggressively as nudge people into the program, because we know the results that are going to come of it. And when people have the opportunity to really meet us and really know who we are and really have a good sense of, wow, these guys are, these are the good guys, it then creates that education process that we spoke of, that learning process of who are these people, what are they doing, where's their heart, and where's everyone else that's a part of it. When we can bring all that together, I don't think anyone has a problem participating in something that actually is geared to increase their net worth on an investment time frame. So that's where we are. That's what this week is done. By the end of this week, we'll be launching various marketing ads, creating a whole bunch of new content, posting it all over the place, having fun with it, amping up the affiliate system. And I don't know. So that's all I'm doing this week. I don't know what you're doing, but I get a little exhausted even just talking about it. But that's that. So let me go, because I have a full day ahead of me. And I will see you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Love you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.